Yeah, back in the field with the Track Stars, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Make sure you go to trackstars.com for all the latest. And we got a lot of stuff going on there. So keep up with us, share, like, subscribe, all of that kind of stuff. All right, we got a very special guest with us today. We got Miles Minnick in the building. He's going to be joining.
Minnick.
Yeah, man, he's going to be joining us today. So we're going to chop it up with him in a second. I need somebody to go back over the last year of videos and tell me how many times I've been sick. I feel like I've been sick several times this past year, and I'm sick again today. So bear with me today. But
Jordan it today.
Yes, game 5. But Miles, man, we just wanted to chop it up with you, man. It might have been. We just wanted to chop it up with you, man. See how you've been since you came to the studio. You probably were in the studio same time we were in there last time. So
yeah, for sure.
So how you been, man?
I've been blessed, man. Just trying to be consistent in my career and get closer to God, you know, during these times, and just trying to be a good steward over my family as well. You know, having a new baby back in December.
Wow.
And yeah, man. So just trying to stay afloat and also grow at the same time.
So you were talking to us a little bit for the show about how you've been sustaining since the pandemic, because I know as an artist, your livelihood is based off of shows, right? So how have you been able to navigate that?
Well, initially when the pandemic first started, like I mentioned before, all of my shows got canceled or postponed. But, you know, by the grace of God, in the initial stages of the pandemic, my church employed me as a social media director. So I'm like, okay, cool. I can still rock on social media, you know, and get, you know, compensated for it.
Yeah.
But then, you know, when June hit, it's like the shows would slowly start to, you know, come around for us, where I did a tour in June with Stephen Malcolm and Dayton. And then I just got off a tour with Five and Curtis Hoppy. We did like 6 stops, and people are coming out. And now, but I'm finna go on tour with 1K Few and Stephen Malcolm in 2 weeks. And places are selling out too. Like, people are excited to get out. So it's opening back up for us for sure.
Wow. I mean, so how are the venues handling the pandemic?
Yeah, so most of them have protocols where, you know, they hit you with the little laser gun before you walk in the door to see if you're,
The
you know,
temperature check.
yeah. And there's social distancing protocols, then masks are mandated throughout these venues. Well, most of them. And then for the venues where it's not mandatory, we just make sure we take the responsibility as artists to, you know, push the issue. Like, no mosh pitting today. You know what I mean? But yeah, we do our best, bro.
So you're not crowd surfing no more? Like, that's not the vibe?
Nah, that's out. That's out. I mean, at least until, you know, the fall. 'Cause I don't know if y'all see it. Like, COVID right now, the cases is declining like major right now. It seemed like it's on the way out.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, man. So I wanted to kind of, because I remember when you were in the studio last time, but I wanted to kind of, since then, I think you became a freshman, Rapzilla freshman.
Yes, sir.
So congratulations on that. So I wanted to kind of, if you can, give some of these young artists, like, what's the blueprint here? Like, what game plan are you following? Who's giving you tips? Like, how do you do this? How do you go from I want to rap to Rapzilla freshman tour, 500 people in the stands? How do you do that? Like, what are some things you learned on the way?
That's a really good question, bro. So for me, when I first decided, okay, I want to do this, I want to be a Christian rap artist, I just started freestyling on social media, choosing popular beats and just putting content out there as much as I could. And not just rap videos, but also day in the life videos to let the fans get to know who I am, right? And then when I decided to drop a song, I hit up everybody I knew on Instagram, throughout social media, like, okay, when I drop this, I need y'all to share it. I need you to dance to this. And, you know, have the music in the background and put out an IG story. I'm gonna share it. And then it started to grow organically. But the key thing that I did that I feel like really benefited my career is strategic collaborations. And not just with artists, but also with the different creatives when it comes to video. You know what I mean? Like, make sure you have that quality content and be able to leverage what you can offer with them to have like a long going relationship. But yeah, in regards to like what really catapulted me was like the 1K few situation.
I was gonna ask you that, yeah.
Like, man, like I went to y'all that day when I was in Atlanta about to shoot the video.
I remember that.
And
Wow.
yeah. But I think with me, I approach songs and collaborations differently than a lot of other people. There's this quote by TD Jakes that changed my life. He says, "God doesn't make tables or chairs. God makes trees." And it's up to us to look at the tree and see what the tree can become. So for me, when I look at a song I got coming up or collaboration, I am milking that thing as much as I can. So what does that look like? If I got a video shoot with 1K few, we're not just doing a music video. I'm about to do an interview with that man. We're gonna do a photo shoot. We're gonna do a challenge. I'm gonna do everything.
Wow.
Yes, sir. Because a lot of people don't approach music with strategy anymore, or at all. They just want to put out a song like, oh, it's gonna hit, people gonna love it. Nah, fam. Like, you gotta build content around the song to give the song momentum for it to move on its own. So yeah, recap. I just put myself out there on social media, told my friends to support, collab with creatives for the visuals, and be strategic in my moves with collaborations with strategy.
You said something real good earlier, kind of behind the scenes, what we was talking about, and it was so funny that you got with 1K, because I feel like 1K is what you are when we talked about Kingdom Music, and then with him being on the side of gospel rap as well, and bringing those two genres together. I always said that about 1K. I was like, I feel like he's the bridge between Christian hip hop and gospel rap, if you get what I'm saying about that. And it's just interesting that you collaborated with him, saying that even when you were telling us a little bit about your background dealing with Brian T and his crew and everything like that. So what is it, something that you see that Christian hip hop is like, what could the gospel rappers learn from the Christian hip hop side, and then vice versa?
I think one thing that's working for Kingdom Music is, all right, how do I say this? They are unwavering from the Lecrae Rebel days.
Facts.
Like, they are sticking, like, this is what the scripture says. Don't drink. Make sure you do this, that, and the other. And there's a niche out there that craves that, right? So when you cater to the craving, explosion is inevitable. You know what I mean? And so for like Christian rap, it's like on this side, we have a niche as well. And for me, I don't know, I'm trying to play in the playing field to figure out how I could, be a benefit to both ends. But I think, man, we're coming into a time to where we're all gonna come together and be as one. You know what I mean? I see Lecrae starting to get back into the more explicit message, and even some of his artists. And I think it's gonna be a good look for all of us.
I like that quote, man. I love that quote. When you cater to the craving, explosion is inevitable, right? Like, I wrote that down and put Miles Minnick next to it. Probably tweet it later on today. But yo, like, okay, so I need to ask you this question. When you talk about strategic features, right? How are you approaching those features with, like, say, some artists maybe you don't already have a previous relationship with?
That's a good question, and I'm gonna give y'all a scoop for real. So Pluto opened the door for me, and not just the song itself, but like, bro, I flew to Atlanta to do the video, and by me just chopping it up with you, he invited me to come out the following week to be at his Christmas charity event. Don't Cap on the Children, the Few and Friends. This is back in 2019. And by me going there, I met everybody else. Like, me and Pastor Scott Free was linking up, and I went to dinner with Hovey before Hovey was announced as a Reach artist.
Wow.
And just trying to link with people on a human level, you know what I mean? And being involved on the scene, getting my face out there and being active on social media so my reputation precedes me. Those kind of things. So when I meet these people, before trying to do music, when I say, hey, let's do music, it's easier to receive that from them. You know what I mean? So with Hovey, it was second nature. Like, oh yeah, it's good. Let's make it happen. And the funny thing with No Big Deal, I've been thinking about working with Dilly, but I haven't met him yet because he's not as like I don't know, he wasn't in the same circles I was in at that time. But one day, bro, after I did the Show Out video with Hovey, matter of fact, it was the same weekend, Cinematics hit me up. You guys know who Cinematics is?
Yeah, I know who he is.
Yeah, he did the Parabolic video, Willie. He hit me up because I guess he was a fan of my music, man. And this is before he really, like, you know, took off. And he's like, yo, I want to do a video for you. And I said, it's lit. Help me get a song with Dilly, and then we could do a video. You know. And then that's where WIT came. And then I'm about to give y'all a scoop. I just did a joint with Wande. And by me just being involved in these circles, like, it just, I don't know, it's just easy to maneuver and get songs with a lot of these people.
Dope, man. Dope. That's amazing.
Man, that's incredible. That collab, man, that's something that people, they take for granted. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're watching this, he's giving y'all, I hope you're writing stuff down, because he just basically showed you how to not milk it, but like really like nourish your collaboration. It's just not, I'm gonna give you this song, boom. It was like, we're gonna do a challenge with this song. We're gonna do something on social media, but we're gonna do some hashtags with this song. We're gonna do a photo shoot. For his whole weekend, it was just, I'm not just gonna go do the rap. I'm going to use this opportunity. And I think that's what a lot of people in our space don't do. They don't figure out how to use the collaboration to their benefit. You know what I'm saying? You know,
let me say one more thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
One more thing about that. This right here is an indie artist gem when you're collabing with a bigger artist. Right? With certain artists I'm collabing with, I ask them 3 questions before we proceed. Number 1, can you be a primary artist on the release? Right? Can it be a collaboration and you not being the feature? Right? When they're a collaboration, all of their followers on Spotify get notified that the release is out and the song shows up on their profile, so you get 10 times more streams than you would get if they're just a feature.
Wow.
Right? Number 2, can you post it on your social media? Can you post it as a post, not just a story? And then number 3, can I get you for at least 4 hours for the video shoot? You know what I mean?
So that's all in the negotiation on the price?
Well, let's say I'll get the price up front and I say, okay, well, this include these things. And if they want to charge more,
to clarify,
if they want to charge more, they can. But usually it's just like, yeah, you know, let's do it.
Yeah, I think people also need to be aware. Like, I think a lot of artists coming up think they can just kind of get freebies from people, and that might happen from time to time. But you do need to be prepared to pay. When I did my album, I had to pay for some features. You know, some people, you know, hook me up, but like, this is their job. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be willing. If you want it to be your job, you got to respect that this is their job, right? So, be prepared to have a budget to pay for features, so they feel like it's worth it. Because honestly, here's the other thing. I was blessed that the freebie I got was from Mouthpiece, and Mouthpiece is just a freaking genius and professional. But if you are hoping for a freebie, you may have to wait a very long time. I know I've given out a lot of freebies. It takes me a long time, man. There's that extra incentive ain't there, and it's like I want to help you. But like, man, I got so many other things.
I figured it out, Sean. I figured it out. Now I know my problem. I know why it takes me years to do a feature.
You need to get paid. It's just
I don't have no incentive.
Yeah, when
I know y'all busting the bubble that the people that sent y'all them songs and was like,
no,
they haven't gotten back to me.
But
yet.
I mean,
I be wondering why it take me so long. But that's what's going on. I have no incentive.
You just have to know that, like, if I'm doing it for free, like, there's gonna be a lot of other things in the way of your. I'm not getting nothing out of this first, right? So I just know that if you're expecting freebies from people, they may take a lot longer, and they may not may not come as professional as if you pay the actual price for the song. So just be prepared to have a budget.
I'm gonna bring it. It's gonna be 2 years, but I'm gonna get you. It's gonna be dope.
Don't do that, man, because you would be mad if you had an album out and people you waiting on a feature and you watching something and you be like, yo, it's gonna take me 2 years to get to that.
But if it's free, it's free. I mean,
I don't want it to
complain.
be 2 years. I was wondering why it takes me so long. I'm like, I really want to do this, but I don't know. Other things get prioritized, man. I don't know why. And yes, I am taking notes, by the way. I'm listening to everything.
You see him leaning over every time
and I'm taking notes. Yes, I am.
So Miles, I want to know, is there any unique aspects to your career living on the West Coast? Like, just from you've been to Atlanta, you know how it is over here. So, is there anything different that a West Coast artist needs to pay attention to?
Everything is different because the Christian rap scene out here is non-existent. Basically, like there's not a lot of us out here. I low key feel like the only one. You know what I mean? So yeah, there's not a lot of like Christian rap events or a big community out here. So it's really like just carving out your own lane. Like if you're on the West Coast trying to be a Christian rap artist, it's fair game out here because there's not a lot of us. So you could really make some noise doing what you're doing, and collaborate with everybody on the East Coast too, because East Coast, especially Atlanta, that's the hub. I feel like for Christian rap. So
that's so interesting though, because I think you're right, but so many of the people that are involved in Christian hip hop and run stuff live on the West Coast. You know what I mean? Like it's interesting that they live over there, but the hub is in Atlanta. I'm thinking about Ruslan,
Chad Horton,
Chad, yeah. Even what am I thinking about? Derek Holm. He's on the West Coast too.
Over there too.
MC Nice. Like there's people that live over there, but it's still the center is Atlanta. It's crazy. So,
but go ahead.
No, go ahead, Jeremy.
No, but I was gonna ask, like, do you coming from the Bay Area? Like, of course, I mean, I'm old enough to know about Bone, like T-Bone, coming from the Bay Area as well. But like also Transparent. I don't know if you know who Transparent is. He had a song called One Way back like in the early 2010s. But I've heard of artists from there, but I didn't know if it was like the California love type scene where it's like, yo, we you know what I mean? You have so many. I think what I'm asking is like you have so many guys that's doing stuff. Of course, like Hog Mob and some other people doing some things. But do you guys feel like a collaboration can help California Christian hip hop explode?
Absolutely. I think that could definitely work. In regards to Transparent, he retired from music a few years ago. That's actually big homie. Like I was the dancer in the One Way video, like going crazy. Yeah, with the Bay Area dancers, like you know. So I definitely feel like, you know, collaborations could definitely explode us out here. But it's like we're so divided. Everybody has their own lane. But I'm gonna tap in with that because, you know, Hog Mob, they're doing their thing. Yeah. AOI, NOM, RPSMG, they're really doing their thing. But this might be the year for that, man. I'm definitely open.
I can hear you over some It's a Black Night. Like I can hear you over those beats, bro.
And you know what? I've known them for years, bro. It's just we've never did music together.
Oh wow.
But this might be the year.
Yeah. I could definitely hear you over Brandon P stuff, man. Easily.
Yo, at this point, how do you decide who you do features for? Right? So because, you know, I mean, at first, you know, maybe it's you reaching out to people to get features, right? But now I'm pretty sure people are reaching out to you. So now what's your criteria when you're thinking about, okay, I'm going to say yes to this feature or I'm going to say I'm good on this?
So it's a balance for me because on one hand, this is my full-time job and I want to provide for my family. So I try to take as many opportunities as I can to do so. But on the other hand, if the feature doesn't fit my brand, and if the quality of the mixing is not on point or whatever, I tend to pass on those just for the sake of me having a standard in what I choose to put out there. So if somebody sends me a fire song and they have no followers, I'm gonna still do it because I believe in the song is fire. But if somebody sends me a bag with a low quality joint, I might not do it unless they're willing to like work with my graphic artist, work with my engineer, and possibly work with my producer to redo the beat.
Wow, that's dope. That's dope though. I mean, it's making them like, yo, step your game up. So I'm bringing you these people to help you out in the long term, not just helping like us. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's crazy.
Dope, man.
So it's funny I'm on Trackstarz today because I may or may not be starting a rollout today for something very special with 2 letters. Those 2 letters is E and P. EP. Get ready.
It's time though. It's time. It's time for an EP.
Yeah, it's time. It's time. But you can follow me on Instagram at miles.minnick. That's MILESMINNICK. Also, subscribe to me on YouTube. I'm trying to get to 5K subscribers by March. So let's see. Well, you know,
He already dropped the one day joint on us.
I know.
oh yeah, I
got that.
Yeah, that's extra, and nobody know that. So that's the boom.
Feel
Trackstarz.
me? Yeah. I wouldn't mind a name. No, I wouldn't mind a name.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Yeah, it was good.